Pompey, new leaders over in League One, as of course they leapfrog the likes of Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich into top spot. But will they be there after match number 7? We're going to take a look at that. More next. That's right, folks. I'm going to a prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 7 in this year's League One, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang it. All things League One related, Blackburn Rovers related, World Cup related later this year. That's right, boys and girls. Pompey looking very, very good. Yet to taste defeat. Is this the year for the Crowley brothers, of course, to get the Portsmouth Massive into the Championship? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. And of course, don't forget to vote. Please vote. Get of course Blackburn Roverseas in the mixer, and of course get our name in lights. What am I talking about? Talking about this, guys. It is 100% free. Cut the /vote Roverseas. You could do it. Best in video for a for the organisation. Best club content creator for the Football League, and best content creator as a whole. We are up against some big boys, which realistically we would not have the fan base to win this, but we just want to get recognised, get our names read out loud in the arena in Manchester, and give a couple of guys a night out. So make sure you can do just that. But in the meantime, we're going to jump back in the deep end, of course, and have a long hard look at how we got on last Saturday. Then shall we? Of course, where is it? Let's get into it. Here we go. Kicking off forward and recapping the results from last weekend. So here we go. Accrington Stanley did draw with Exeter City at 0-0 in the end. 2-0 win for me. Bristol Rovers with the draw against Shrewsbury. I went with the 2-0 win in the end. Cambridge with a 7-goal thriller against Burton. 4-3 in the end. I went with a 1-0 win. Cheltenham with a 2-1 loss to Oxford United. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Peterborough 2-1 win over 2-1 loss against Derby. I went with a 2-0 win as well, so not too shabby there. Morecambe did lose to MK Dons 4-0. Of course, I'm on the 1-0 win for Morecambe. Ipswich did draw with Barnsley 2-2 in the end. 4 goals in it, and I called 4 goals. However, I went with Ipswich on this one. Lincoln City 2, Fleetwood Town 2. Same here for me. Plymouth did beat Bolton Wanderers 2-0 in the end. I went with the 2-1 win for Bolton. Port Vale did lose to Pompey 1-0 in the end, and they called that one spot on the money. And of course, big win there for Sheffield Wednesday. 5-0 win over Forest Green Rovers. I went with a 2-0 win. And of course, Wycombe Wanderers won and Charlton won in the end. What about the table? The table looks like this. As you can see, Pompey lead the charge, 14 points over possible, 18? And of course, Ipswich is level on points with them as well, but the goal difference is a little bit favourable for Pompey. Sheffield Wednesday not too far away. Peterborough, Plymouth, Derby in a very spicy look in League One. Down the foot, Burton, Morecambe, Forest Green and Cheltenham are in trouble, as of course some clarity is starting to take shape over in League One. What about, of course, you guys then? Take a bloody bow. Email Saint and Coleman picking up 9 points there, a respectable 12. So well done to you guys. You've done bits there. Of course, what has that done to the overall table? We'll have a long hard look at it. Shane O'Donnell kicking ass and taking names once again. Jimmy Watton up there also in second spot. Callum H, Ewan Hussein 37 kicking business as well, as they try to keep up the heat at the top of the table. Of course, you can get involved as well. Cut your League One. It is 100% free. You know what to do. So get in amongst it, get your picks in there, and while you're at it, go and vote. Cut your vote Roverseas. Best in video for an organisation, best content creator, and best club content creator for a football league as well. So go as a favour in there. It's free. 100%. Everything is free. Of course, you can become a new best mate for life if you can go out there and vote. So here we go then. Of course, taking a long hard look at the next round of matches. It is match number 7. Of course, kicking all off, it is Accrington Stanley up against Ipswich over in Accrington. Now, these two sides have played 7 times since 2019. 3 wins Accrington, 4 for Ipswich, 0 draws as well. Accrington, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 50% form over the last 6. Up against Ipswich Town side, have just lost once in the last 6 games as well. Last time around, over in Accrington, was a 2-1 win for Stanley back in October 2021. Meanwhile, Stanley picking up a no draw against Exeter. There's actually been 3 draws on the spin for them up against Ipswich Town side, also drawing with Barnsley last time around. The odds for this one, we have Stanley 14-5, fifth ratio 13-5, draw 11-10 on is your Ipswich Town here. Going to go with a draw here. Stanley are an awkward team to beat, especially at home, so I think they're going to be a stubborn wicket for Ipswich this time around. Bolton up against Charlton, of course, down at the Reebok, whatever they call it. Played 34 times in 1983, 13 was at Bolton, 9 was at Charlton, and 12 draws. Of course, Bolton, though, 3 defeats in the spin, 42% form for them. Up against the Charlton side, just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 6% form for them moving forward. Last time around, though, over in Bolton, was a 2-1 win for Bolton back in February 2022. Bolton, of course, back-to-back wins over Charlton, just 1 defeat past 6 of them, having drawn 3 out of the previous 6 as well. Kicking on forward, though, Bolton with a 2-0 loss against Plymouth, and of course Charlton with a 1-1 draw against Wycombe last round on the road as well. Coming out to 23-20 is your Bolton, a 12-5 is your draw, 9-4 is your away win. That's Charlton here. Going to go with a 2-1 narrow win for Bolton on this one over Charlton, 3 points in the bag, and that win could actually see Bolton go up as high as 6th of the table. kicking off forward. It is Bristol Rovers. Barton's boys up against Morecambe, who are in trouble right now. Played each other 8 times in 2011. 5 wins for Bristol Rovers, 2 for Morecambe, and 1 draw as well. Barton's boys just 1 win in the 5 for them, 42% form up against the Morecambe side, who've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. Last time around in Bristol, it was, of course, a 2-1 win for Bristol Rovers back in February 2016. That was in League 2. Bristol Rovers winning 3 on the spin against Morecambe. In fact, just 1 defeat past 5 for them in all competitions and all venues. Morecambe picking up a 4-1 loss against MK Dons. Bristol Rovers with a big 1-1 draw against Shrewsbury last time round as they tried to get some points on the board. Even Stevens issue Bristol Rovers 13-5 is draw, 5-2 is your away win. I'm backing Bristol Rovers here with a 2-0 win at home, comfortable victory over Morecambe in the end. Cambridge United up against Lincoln City, of course. Now these two sides have played each other 18 times since 2002, 5 wins apiece, 8 draws, of course. Meanwhile, Cambridge 42% form for them, just 1 win and 4 for them heading into this. Meanwhile, Lincoln just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for Lincoln City as they move forward. Last time around though in Cambridge, it was a 5-1 win for Lincoln back in September 2021. The home side hasn't won this game since Lincoln beat Cambridge in the National League back in April 2014. Lincoln, of course, pick up a 2-2 draw against Fleetwood. Cambridge with a big 7-goal thriller against Burton. Of course, they've actually conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games. A bit wobbly for them. Of course, look at the odds. 7-5 is your Cambridge, 5-2 is draw, 7-4 is your away win. Could be very, very tight. So tight, in fact. Got with the draw. Meanwhile, Derby County up against Plymouth. Argyle coming at you at Pride Park as well. Derby County doing 8 okay. So with Plymouth, it's actually 6th versus 5th as they head into this game on the weekend. Now, these two sides, of course, played each other 11 times in 2004. 8 wins for Derby, 3 for Plymouth, and 0 draws. Derby, though, unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 83% form up against Plymouth side, just 1 defeat past 4, 50% form over the last 6 as well. Last time around, though, over at Pride Park, it was a 2-1 win for Derby back in August 2009. Oh my gosh, that's back in the Championship. Meanwhile, Plymouth with a big 2-0 win over Bolton, back to a clean sheets for them. Derby with a big 2-1 win over Peterborough. In fact, of course, the odds for this one, we have 5-4 on Derby, 5-2 is draw, 10-3 is your way win. That's Plymouth Argyle, 2-0 win in the end for Derby, 3 points in the bag and moving the chains indeed. Exeter City up against MK Dons. Let's get into the deep end on this one. Played each other 10 times since 2005. 1 for Exeter, 7 wins for MK Dons, 2 draws as well. Just 1 win in 5 for MK Dons. Sorry, 1 win in 5 for Exeter. 42% form for them. Up against the MK Dons side, unbeaten now in the last 4 games. They clicked into gear. 75% form over the last 6 as they move up the table. Of course, last time around though in Exeter, it was a 3-1 win for Exeter back in February 2019. That was in League 2. That's League 2 to you and me. Exeter pick up a 0-0 draw against Accrington. Of course, MK Dons with a big 4-0 win over Morecambe. That's 6 goals now scored without conceding, so they are the real bloody deal. Kicking off forward though onto the odds, we have Exeter 11-10 for the victory, 12-5 is your MK Dons, and 5-2 is your draw on this. 2-1 in the end for Exeter City, 3 points in the bag, move the chains, Shockaroony for MK Dons. Fleetwood Town, of course, up against who are you? It's Wycombe Wanderers. Fleetwood Town doing alright. Played each other 13 times to 11, 3 wins for Fleetwood, 5 for Wycombe, and 5 draws as well. Fleetwood though drawing 4 of the last 5 for them, 50% form over the last 6. Meanwhile, Wycombe, of course, just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% form for them moving forward. Last time around though over in Fleetwood, it was a 3-3 draw back in October 2021. Yep, and of course actually Wycombe unbeaten against Fleetwood over the last 4 occasions, picking up a couple of wins and a couple of draws. Wycombe with a draw against Charlton last time around, Fleetwood with a draw against Lincoln last time around. The odds on this one, Fleetwood 7-4 for the reach, 6-4 is your Wayburn, 12-5 is your draw. What are you thinking about that? I'm going with a 1-1 draw as well. Even bloody Stevens, too close to call. Next, of course, it's them Vegans, of course, up against Shrewsbury Town. We're going out in a vegan land. Of course, on the 3rd of September, played each other 2 times in 2003. 1 for Shrewsbury, nothing for the Vegans, 1 draw as well. 1 win. It's 6th though for Forest Green, 25% form up against the Shrewsbury Town side, who've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. Last time around in Forest Green, it was a 1-1 draw back in March 2004. That was in the National League. It's been a long, long time ago, folks. Shrewsbury pick up a draw against Bristol Rovers last time around. The Vegans with a 5-0 loss against Forest Green. So 1, 2, 3 games now without a goal for Forest Green, and they've conceded 11 goals in the last 3 games combined. Look at the odds for this one. We have Forest Green 11-8 for the victory, 2-1 is your away win, and 11-5 is your draw. Back in the Vegans to get a draw here, 0-0 in the end. Nothing changes in regards to scoring goals. Next, of course, that's Oxford United up against Burton Albion, of course, down at the Kazam. Now, these two sides have played each other 26 times, 2006, 12 wins for Oxford, 7 wins for Burton, and 7 draws as well. Meanwhile, Oxford coming to winning 2 of the last 6, 42% form, of course, up against a Burton Town side, Burton United side, or Burton Albion even, with the 8% form for them, without a win in the last 10. Last time around in the Kazam, it was a 4-1 win for Oxford back back in March 2022. Oxford have actually won the last five games in a row against Burton in all competitions and all venues. Burton, though, pick up a 4-3 loss against Cambridge. Oxford with a big 2-1 win over Cheltenham last time around. The odds on this one, we have Oxford 64 for the victory, 50-4 as your away win, 3-1 is draw. Could this be the end for Nigel Hasselbank? Floyd Hasselbank? It looks like it. 3-0 in the end for Oxford. That win could also send them up to the tie as 7th. Port Vale, they're locking arms against Cheltenham, of course, down at Vale Park. Now, these two sides have played each other 23 times since 2002. 8 wins to Cheltenham, 7 wins to Port Vale, 8 draws, of course. Just 1 win and 6 for Vale right now. Of course, 25% form up against the Cheltenham side. Also 1 win and 6, 25% form for them moving forward. Last time around, though, in Port Vale was a 2-1 win for Port Vale back in October 2020. That was in League 2. Vale with a 1-0 loss against Pompey. Of course, Cheltenham with a 2-1 loss against Oxford. The odds on this, even Stevens, Port Vale, 35 draw, 35 as your away win. Could go either way once again. 2-1 win in the end, but Cheltenham. Vale could be in trouble. Pompey, of course, the leaders up against Peterborough, who are actually in 4th, and a bit of a zinger in the battle of the Peas. That's right, of course, played each other 15 times in 1993, 6 wins for Portsmouth, 7 wins for Peterborough, 2 draws as well. Just 1 defeat by 6 for Portsmouth right now, 83% form up against the Peterborough side, 1-3, lost 3 over the last 6, 50% form for them moving forward. Last time around, though, over at Fratton Park, it was 2-0 win for Pompey back in December 2020. The away side hasn't won in the last 5 here, and that's the last time the away side won was when Peterborough beat Pompey in League 1 back in April 2019. Peterborough, though, did lose to Derby 2-1 loss last time around. Portsmouth with a big 1 win over Port Vale, of course, last time around. The odds here, 11-10. Your Pompey, 12-5 short, 23-10 is your away win. I'm back at Pompey here with a 2-0 win for them at home, which will keep them top of the table. And then wrap it up with another zinger chicken dinner. Sheffield Wednesday. It is Barnsley, that's right. Of course, coming at you at Hillsborough. Played each other 35 times in 1997, 16 wins for Sheffield Wednesday, 9 for Barnsley, 10 draws as well. Just 1 defeat, the past 6 for Sheffield Wednesday right now up against the Barnsley side. Just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% form for them moving forward. Last time around, though, at Hillsborough, it was a 2-1 win for Barnsley back in December 2020. Barnsley picking up a 2-2 draw against Ipswich. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday with a big 5-0 win over Forest Green. That's actually been 3 clean sheets on the spin for Sheffield Wednesday, scoring 10 goals without return as they try to move back into top 2. The odds here, though, 10-7 on as your Wednesday, 11-4 as your draw, 4-1 as your away win. That is Barnsley. 3-0 in the end of the clean sheet, and they look very, very good. And if I'm right, which is bloody well I hope so, this is what the table will look like. It'll be Pompey, it'll be Wednesday, Ipswich, Derby, Peterborough, Plymouth, and of course the chasing bloody pack. Burton, Morecambe, Forest Green, Port Vale going down. Barnsley are in trouble. Sell us your Callum Styles. Sell us your Callum Styles. But that, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is it. Be sure, of course, to get your picks in. Of course, Cutley-Forsyth League 1. And, of course, we'll be back very, very soon. Of course, don't forget to vote. Cutley-Forsyth, vote Roverseas. It is 100% free. Best in video for an organisation. Best club content creator for a football league. And best content creator as a whole. We're up against some big boys, and we have no chance in heck of winning it. But anything you can do or to spread some love to the channel will be absolutely fantastic. Please vote. 100% free. And, of course, like, subscribe, do the little bell as well. Until then, guys and girls, we're done.